I am George, son of George I, born in the year 1683 in Hanover. From my earliest days I was trained to be a soldier and a ruler, though I spent much of my life in my father's shadow. He and I were often at odds. He was stern and secretive. I was proud and impatient, and our quarrels were no secret to anyone at court. Yet, despite our bitterness, I learned much from him, and when I inherited his crown I was determined to rule as my own man. My youth was shaped by both discipline and rebellion. At 22 I married Caroline of Ansbach, a woman of great intelligence and warmth. Ours was a true partnership. She softened my temper, advised me wisely, and was loved by the people far more than I ever was. We had 8 children, and though my duties often kept me distant, I valued my family deeply, even when they vexed me, as sons and daughters often do. When my father became King of Great Britain in the year 1714, I was made Prince of Wales. My relationship with him did not improve. We clashed over politics, money, and pride. For years we barely spoke, and I even held my own rival court in London. Yet when he died in 1727, I took the throne with a heavy heart, determined to be both a firmer and fairer king than he had been. By the time I ascended the throne, the English crown had changed. Kings no longer ruled by will alone. Parliament now held great power. I often found this frustrating, for I was a man of action, not negotiation. Still, I learned to work with my ministers, trusting those who proved capable, especially Robert Walpole, whose skill in government helped keep peace and prosperity in the realm. Though my reign was one of growing commerce and empire, I remained a soldier at heart. I could not resist the call of battle. In the year 1743, I personally led my army into combat at the Battle of Dettingen during the War of the Austrian Succession. I was 60 years old, yet I took my place on the field, sword in hand, and for a brief moment I felt alive as the drums thundered and the flags snapped in the wind. That day made me the last British monarch ever to lead troops into battle, a distinction I bear with pride. Britain prospered under my rule. Trade flourished, new colonies were founded, and our influence spread across the seas. The arts too grew under the guidance of my beloved wife Caroline, who supported poets, painters, and scholars. Her death in 1737 was the greatest sorrow of my life. I mourned her deeply and never took another to fill her place. Yet even a king cannot escape the troubles of family. My eldest son, Frederick, the Prince of Wales, quarrelled with me much as I had once quarrelled with my father. He mocked my decisions, opposed my ministers, and turned the court against me. When he died suddenly in 1751, I was grief-stricken, not only for the loss of my son but for the bitterness that had divided us. His own son, my grandson George, became my heir. I saw in him a steadiness that gave me hope for the future of the crown. In my later years, I found comfort in routine, early mornings, simple meals, and long walks in the gardens of Kensington and Kew. I was never a king of great charm or show, but I was steadfast. I ruled as best I could, balancing duty and conscience, tradition and change.